In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the realistic cost of starting a brand. This is a question I've gotten like a lot of times. Everybody asking, how much do I need to budget? How much is it going to cost me? How much? Well, in today's video, I guarantee you, if you watch this video from beginning to end, you would have no problem when it comes to at least an estimate. Depends on what you are doing, which is what I tell people most of the time. When it comes to producing clothes, it depends on what you want to do. But in this video, I'll try my best to be able to estimate starting from a very reasonable amount to the maximum, which I feel like once you have that amount is more than enough for you to start. And before I proceed, I'd like to tell you a bit of myself so that at least you have an idea who is talking to you. It's not like one random guy just picked up a camera and a mic. I am Absa Sani. I've been running my clothing brand Absa worldwide for the past 4 years now, and we've done multiple millions in sales. We've also gotten a lot of well-known celebrities to be able to wear our clothes. So that's a little bit about me. Now let me proceed. First of all, I'm going to break this video into two parts. First thing I'll talk about is the necessities, and the second thing are extra stuff for branding. So what I mean by extra stuff for branding is these are the things that are not necessary, but it will just help in creating that whole branding that you want for your clothing brand, because you are not just printing clothes and selling, you are building a clothing brand. We are going to be starting the budget with as low as 300,000 and up to 1 million. So if you have from 300,000 to 1 million, everything I'm saying in this video is something that should be possible for you. This obviously will not give you the best quality of work, but it is good enough for a start. And this doesn't also mean that if you have less than 300,000, you cannot start your brand. Me, I started my brand with less than this amount, but this is for the people that feel like they need a certain amount of number. They want to see a number so they can either convince themselves like, oh, I don't have the money, or I have the money. If you have 300,000 and above, you are good enough to start. So let's talk about the necessities. Obviously, number one is t-shirts, because the routes that I'm talking about in this video is if you are starting like a clothing brand and you want to start with t-shirts. This is like entry level for every brand t-shirt. If you're making a t-shirt, you need minimum of 15,000 naira up to like 45 to 75, depending on what you want to do. But minimum of 15,000 naira, you are good to make a t-shirt, good quality t-shirt that can stand the test of time. That is the number one, obviously. Other necessities that I would mention in this video are tags. Things like tags, these are something that can be done locally, either in a print shop close to you, or even if it's not a print shop close to you, I have a list of manufacturers that can be able to help you out. But this is a list that is exclusive to Absa Academy students. So if you're interested in unlocking the list, you can DM me on any of my social media platforms, Absa Academy, and I'll walk you through the process. But a local print shop can do tags for you, and tags, if you are making 100, it shouldn't cost you up to 75,000 naira. That's if you are making 100. You can as well make less than that. Another thing that I feel like is a necessity again is frosted zipper bags. Frosted zipper bags is also something that would not run you to, like, it won't cost you more than 100,000, max 100,000. And all these things that I'm mentioning is if your budget is enough to cover shirts, enough to cover tags. This brings me to my next point, labels too. Labels shouldn't cost you more than 75,000 naira to make 100. So if you make a shirt, the shirt needs to have a label. Once you add the label, it needs tag. Once you add the tag, you add the frosted zipper bag. That is good enough. And all these things that I mentioned, if you have 1 million, which to me is the sweet spot, especially working with local manufacturers, 1 million is the sweet spot. If you have 1 million, you are good enough to start. The rest of the things are free, like creating social media, marketing on social media. All those things don't cost you money. Learning how to do graphic design, it won't cost you money. Learning how to do all the skilled work like video editing, like me personally, I edit most of my videos myself. I've been editing on TikTok myself for the past 2 to 3 years now. So all these things don't cost money as long as you build up a skill. Building up a skill is the thing that would increase the value of your brand, because if you have no skill, if you don't know how to do graphic design, if you don't know how to do video editing, All these things are things that would cost you extra amount of money. But if you know how to do graphic design, you make the design yourself, which is what I do. If you know how to do video editing, you edit the video yourself, which is what I do. If you know how to take pictures, you can take the pictures yourself, which is also what I do. Well, not all the time, but this video right now, literally just have it on a tripod and I have my mic. It's just one man team. I'm just talking to the camera right now. So all these things are things that you don't need to spend too much money on. What I feel like you should spend money on are the products, obviously, the shirts, the tags, frosted zipper bags, and labels. These are the necessities for starting a brand. There are other minor things like tape, measuring tape. Measuring tape too is important, but measuring tape shouldn't even be more than 3,000 naira. All those ones are things that I don't feel like cost so much. Something else, like let's say tag gun, doesn't cost so much, and some print shops actually give you with a thread that you can just tag it. You don't need tag gun. Something else that I feel like wouldn't cost you a lot of money again is like scissors. All those ones are minor. Then now I have finished discussing the necessities, and if we sum up the total of the necessities, it gives you this amount, which is still under the 1 million naira mark, which I said is the sweet spot. Obviously, you can start with less than that, but that is the sweet spot in my own opinion, if you want to work with local manufacturers. But if you're interested in working with international manufacturers, it will cost you nothing less than $1,000. That's just me being honest with you, which as of today's rate is like 1.7 million naira. But I normally advise most of my students not to go with Chinese manufacturers until they have built some sort of audience, because selling with Chinese manufacturers, they have a high minimum order quantity and you might not be able to fulfill the minimum order quantity. And in this video, I have talked about different, talking about manufacturers and all of that. In order for me to make the process very easy for you, I'm going to give you a Nigerian manufacturer. This Nigerian manufacturer right here is Stylecon. I'm currently running a collaboration with him to show people that Nigerian manufacturers are good enough to even get the ball rolling. I'll pop some pictures of the collab that we have going, and it's just for me to let you know that these people are good enough for a start. Me, I'm even beyond starting. It's 4 years now into the brand, and I'm still working with a Nigerian manufacturer. So it's just to show you guys, because most people feel like all Nigerian manufacturers are bad. So if you talk to Stylecon, and if you've watched the video up till this point, I feel like you've gotten everything you need. You know how much it will cost you. You just have a rough idea, and you know you are good to go. Now we are done with the necessities. Let's talk about the extra stuff for branding. But before we do that, I would like to give you a quick word from today's sponsor. As you guys can see, the set that I'm in is a different set, and this is a store called Outfit Buzz. Outfit Buzz is the sponsor of today's video, and they allowed me to shoot content in the store. This store, you can get ranges of items from Zara, Bershka, H&M, and if you are watching this video during the period of their Black Friday sale, they have sales of up to 70% off. So there is nowhere else in Nigeria you can get a better discount than in Outfit Buzz. And they are located in Gwarimpa. You can just type it on Google Map, Outfit Buzz. You find them in Abuja, and they also have a store in Ikoyi, Lagos. So now let's get back to the video. So the extra stuff are also things that won't cost you so much, but I just name them extra stuff because I feel like these are not important in the beginning. It's good, but not important. And these include things like stickers. Stickers is good, but it's not important. It just helps with the overall branding. Thank you cards. Thank you cards is also good. I advise people, if you can afford to do it, it gives, it increases the customer experience. The customer feels good after opening their products if they see thank you card. Something else again is multiple labels. Having multiple labels on your shirt is good. Like this shirt I'm putting on right now, there's a label at the neck and there's another label at the side, which I don't know if you guys can see, but there's another label at the side which also gives it extra value. I also have two secondary labels and one primary label, so it also gives value to the overall brand. Then the last but not the least are custom shipping boxes. Up till now, I don't even have custom shipping boxes to show you that this is something that is not necessary, but it is good because now I'm in the process of making them. It's good because once the package arrives, even before the person opens it, the person knows what he's about to open, and this just adds to the overall view of building that solid brand. If you've watched this video up till this point, I believe you must have gained something of value out of this video, and I would appreciate, for me giving you all this free information, without collecting a penny from you. All I'm just asking for you to do is like, subscribe. I appreciate you for watching. I am Abdrazak Sani, and we are trying to build the most impactful brand in the world.